Good morning. It's Saturday, October 15th. And Thursday, the J6 committee voted to subpoena Donald Trump. The committee argued in its final hearing before the midterm elections that Trump was directly involved in the bid to overturn the 2020 election. And the panel had new evidence. They were presenting new evidence that Trump knew he had lost, but he had a plan to declare victory no matter what the election result was. Now, on Thursday night, after I had learned that the subpoena had been issued, I watched Anderson Cooper's show in which he showed video evidence of what was going on behind the scenes during that insurrection. And he had video of what all the representatives, well, I won't say every single representative, but all the major representatives in Congress and in the Senate were trying to do to get help for their terrible situation that they were in. And they were arguing about whether or not they should proceed with the count. But I give Vice President Pence a lot of credit for sticking to his guns and saying that he was going to go ahead with the count. And all of the Congresspeople, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and many others were trying to get help while Donald Trump did nothing. While Donald Trump encouraged the crowd to storm the Capitol. And the footage was outstanding. Huddled masses of high-level government officials huddled around phones in different rooms in different places with a lot of security around them, trying to do the right thing in the middle of a crisis. And when you see those pictures, you can understand why the J6 committee came to the conclusion that they must subpoena the president. He can't be allowed to get away with his actions on January 6th. He knew he had lost the election, and he had a plan to overturn the government. And he encouraged his minions who were outside the Capitol to storm the Capitol and do the damage that they did. There's no question about that, in my mind at least, that he had lost the election and that he had created the big lie as his plan to overturn the election. And I really don't like to rant about this particular subject, but I have no choice but to keep ahead of the game here, because this subpoena is going to be issued, and we'll see if Donald Trump shows up to testify and bring the documents forward that the committee is asking for. Because that's critical. That's critical. And the result of the subpoena may be bad for this country in a sense. There may be in this country many people who are going to vote against the Democrats for the actions that they have taken against the former president. But we won't know that until after the November elections. So the committee has seen fit to subpoena the president and try and get him to talk as fast as they can. But knowing Donald Trump, he will delay and delay and delay. So no matter what Trump wants to do, Liz Cheney put the committee's cards on the table. They are seeking answers directly from the man who set this entire thing in motion. And every American is entitled to the answers. So we can act now to protect our republic. So she's laying this whole case at the feet of Donald Trump because of his inactions on January 6th. And Benny Thompson said, Trump is the one person at the center of the story of what happened on January 6th. So we want to hear from him what his thoughts were, what was going through his mind. Did he actually believe that he could overturn the election? Did he actually believe that he had lost. His claims of millions of votes being fraudulent was proven 60 times to not exist. So why do we have to go through this? Why do we have to go through this as a nation? I'll tell you why. Because we must prove that our democracy is strong enough to withstand one evil man. We cannot allow the rest of the world to think that somebody can get away with the damage that was done to us on January 6th. And yes, and I know there are many out there who are not happy with Biden's performance. I know that his fiasco in Afghanistan has upset a lot of people. But they should not relate Biden's activities to the activities of Donald Trump. They are two separate issues. So if you don't like Biden, and you have reason to not like him because the economy is killing you and everything is going up in price and we have shortages all over the country and we don't have enough chips to manufacture automobiles and jobs are hard to come by. Even though people are getting raises, their money is disappearing in the inflation pit. But let's keep these two issues separate. We cannot allow Trump to get away with it because we're unhappy with Biden. Remember, Biden won the election by about 5 or 6 million votes. That's got to count for something. So we have a nation that is very screwed up right now. And we need answers from Trump to get some of this stuff straightened out. We have to understand what was going through his mind. Most of us have the wrong picture, I think. I think he's just so obsessed with his life and the way he wants to live and the way he believes he should live that he will do he has proven that he will do any evil thing to get his way. And he's got plenty of other troubles outside of the J6 committee. We'll see what happens with the issuing of the subpoena, whether he shows up and stands up before the committee and tells the truth. That will be a monumental effort on his part. So I'll leave you with that this morning. A step in the right direction, but who knows if we'll finish the walk. Have a great day.